come through vocals. I hear you. What's love got to do with it, right? Let's talk about how to build a world-class team. I'm LizJSimpson, founder of the Big Money Movement, and this is
Kelly Watson, Director of Operations, Big Money Movement.
And it's so funny that we're starting with that song. It might seem counterintuitive, but when Kelly and I interview members of our team and we're looking to expand our team, there's one unique question that we ask in each final interview. And that question is, how do you prefer to be loved? Mm-hmm. What's your love language? Do you want to share kind of why we asked that question?
Yes, because we know we're going to get the best out of someone if we're right in the pocket of their love language and how they like to be celebrated and incentivized.
Yes, and I think that's critical. When we talk about building a world-class team, each person has unique motivators. And I love the words of Oprah where she talks about how each person that she's interviewed through the Oprah show, they have this innate need to be seen, heard, and understood. And so when you're looking to build a world-class team, really make sure that you understand the personal motivators of each individual on that team so that they feel seen, heard, and understood. More often than not, people are so focused on salary and compensation, and that's just table stakes. That's not really what creates loyalty when you're looking at a team and alignment. What are your thoughts?
I absolutely love that, and I also just want to challenge entrepreneurs to define what world class means to them.
Okay.
So before you go into like outlining a job description or looking to hire your world class team, what does that mean to you? What does excellence look like in your organization, and what soft skills does a world class player on your team come with?
I'm curious from your perspective, if we were to look at our team, right? How would you define world-class for our team? Like, as Kelly, as Director of Operations, really leads our team expansion and the people on our team. So I'm just curious of how you would define it for us.
So I loved how last year we outlined like what our core company values were. And we have been using that as our Bible and as our North Star, and we have tattooed that in our hearts. And so we use that as a rubric for, you know, when we're hiring someone, we're interviewing someone, if they don't give us like excellence, we're like, no. If we don't see like a commitment to a world-class experience for our clients, if we don't know that they're going to love our clients similar to the way we love them, and that's like a no-go, and we can just not move forward. And so I definitely think alignment with core company values is absolutely key.
So knowing what you're looking for. There's so much you bring to the table, but one of the questions that could be difficult for someone to talk about in our interview process that I love that you're non-negotiable about is diversity.
Yes.
Right? Do you want to share how that correlates to a world-class team and how you find it important?
Yeah, that question comes from like a toxic work environment that I was in before, and I knew like I cannot have one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. I cannot have anyone who doesn't celebrate diversity or someone who looks down at people based on like their age or ableism or anything like that. I just cannot stand it. And I know, and I can see how that would eat away at the core company culture. And so that's just non-negotiable for me. So I ask that question right off the bat so they know how important that is to me. And I am looking for them to say like some key things so I can know if they'd be a fit for our organization or not.
Yes. And then one of the next things that I really like that you've instituted in our company for building a world-class team, you know, once we've defined world-class, and Kelly and I are overachievers, right? And we were up all night talking about this, and because of our map of the world, we don't really have a tolerance for a lot of excuses or certain personality types. And so a part of that is, to your point, defining what world-class looks like, but then also that doesn't mean everyone who joins our organization is like cookie cutter, ready to go, prime performance from the moment they walk in the door. There also has to be this management of expectations. And so from my perspective, what I see that you have instituted that works really well for us is one, just being very clear about what success looks like, what are the requirements of the role, and then the time frame, right? So if you come in the organization, we don't expect on day one for you to know everything about everything, but giving you this roadmap of what our expectations are and how these expectations will evolve over time, as well as the opportunities that exist. Like who you are today doesn't define your future opportunities within this organization. Like there's this growth trajectory. When you think about managing expectations to build a world-class team, are there any other tidbits that you have found to be really critical to your approach?
Yes, I definitely think it's helpful to identify what the person's weaknesses are. And so like their strengths are at the forefront. We can see them, we love them, we celebrate them, but then what opportunities do they have for improvement, and how can we surround them with resources to pull them up? So we always talk about there's no such thing as unicorns. Well, sometimes there are, but they're so few and far between.
I show them, and you show this. No.
But they're super hard to find. Let's find people that have the qualities that we cannot teach, and let's surround them with resources for other areas for improvement, and let's make our unicorn together. So I love that we do that together, and it's just a beautiful thing.
An investment in learning, right? You know, we just had a conversation about growth mindset, and a growth mindset is a phrase that's been coined by Carol Dweck, who's a Stanford professor. And the foundation of a growth mindset is the belief that your skill set and IQ can be improved over time. And I just know both of us have an insatiable thirst for learning. And I think what makes a world-class team is the constant evolution, the investment in professional development, the investment in skill sets, the investment in growth. Because what makes a world-class team today might be disrupted by the marketplace. So how do we make sure that we're constantly moving the needle and growing over time?
I love about us that we are not afraid to take risks. So that's one thing. Like, speaking of growth mindset, we understand like hurdles and mistakes and challenges, pitfalls are going to come, and it's how we recover from them and how we look at them as opportunities. Like, okay, success leaves clues. If we know what we did, if we're looking at what we did before and trying to outline like what to do in the future, we kind of just look back like, oh, what didn't work back there? Let's have a quick debrief so that we can learn from our mistakes and move forward and minimize error.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know we have to wrap this up, but you just make me think of one other thing I just want to talk about. You know, I love talking about the difficult stuff. Radical candor.
Oh,
Where does radical candor fit in building a world-class team? What do you think?
Yeah, when we started this year, and I guess you were inspired over the holiday break.
She loves giving me credit for things. Y'all see that? Thank you, girl. Thank you,
Liz
girl.
was inspired over the holiday break. She was just so lit up about this book that she had read. And I'm like, oh, I have to read that too. Like, that just sounds, because I, as an operations professional and as someone who likes to be liked and who has to like motivate and lead a team, it's hard for me to communicate directly. And so, but without that direct communication, people get misaligned. Like, I don't understand. I think I know. I'm just going to smile and nod. And then you don't see optimal performance or results from them. And so how can we communicate in a way that's direct and still loving, and it's effective at the same time? So I love that we instituted Radical Candor. It's something that we both co-read, and now it's just a company policy that we've adopted, and we call each other out. So you will instantly say, oh, is that corporate? Is that corporate speak? Or is that actually what you're trying to communicate? And it's just like a pattern interrupt for me, like, oh yeah, like I'm not communicating effectively. And so I love that even our administrative assistant now, she's like, oh my gosh, I'm able to demonstrate radical candor with our clients and with you and management. And so it's so helpful and necessary.
Yes. And anyone can get some.
Yeah.
like the team can give radical candor to the CEO, director of operations. Like, it's reciprocal, right? Well, if you want to dive deeper into this conversation for the mindset of building a world-class team, click our next video where we're going to talk about growth mindset. We'll see you there. Click the video now. It's showing up. Don't miss it. Don't miss it.